important than the fortune that you poured in my pan. From freestyling to recording advance, can you please reinforce all my borders and bands? I should've put it towards some plans. Want a forest, gotta water some plants. Normally ignoring the branch is par for the course, but when you hold a culture, you can't parkour over a part. You gotta march forth over your art.
It's time for the talking to stop and the fighting to start. This should be good. I'm Todd Grisham, and watching this live with me is Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
It's time for our tale of the tape, and it's Shawn Porter. He came in 3 pounds under that, 157. He's 5'6" tall and has a reach of close to 70 inches. And he'll be facing Terence Bud Crawford.
I'll always go for reach every time over anything. If you've got reach, touch with speed, nobody's going to touch you. But someone that can get in close, that has the power to get up close and personal and break those ribs, get those shots into the body, you've got to look out for that.
Shawn Showtime Porter fighting out of the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, USA. This welterweight world champion looks to get back on top. Terence Bud Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best in the world, fighting out of Nebraska, USA, one of the greatest of all time.
Just take note, Todd. Check out the reach. Check it out.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Northeast Ohio, here is a welterweight champion of the world, Showtime, Shawn Porter. Fighting out of the blue corner, from Omaha, Nebraska, here is an acclaimed 3-division champion of the world, Terence Bud Crawford.
The fans are ready, and it looks like the fighters are now ready.
Which fans are going to be happy? Which fans are going to be sad?
All right.
I don't know, but it's the argument I love.
What a great venue, and what a great matchup. Cannot wait for this one. We're expecting an all-action slugfest. Caution is being thrown to the wind. They both want the knockout. Shawn Porter felt that his dad threw in the towel too early against Terence Crawford. He doesn't want to get in trouble again. In fact, he says he's going for the knockout early in this one.
So now when you take your mind out of the game and then obviously step back into it again, you do it with fresh legs, fresh eyes, fresh mindset. Now he knows I've got nothing to lose. I've stepped out of this game before, I'm going to step out again. Terence Crawford's not. So he comes now in with a rookie mentality. I am going to beat you. I've got your number. I know what I've got to do for you, which is probably been the best thing for him.
And he wasn't ready for that counterpunch. Throws the jab, but does not score. When are we going to see a jab from these two? There's a counter shot. Punch, counter punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. They've got the momentum. They've got the advantage. How do they carry that into the next round?
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Listen, you switched off. What's he doing? The fight's not over yet.
Great. I love that. I love that.
And there's the bell for round 2. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
The crowd here cannot wait. They've been buzzing all day long, and finally, we're about to get it on.
Did you see the nerves on that fighter stepping into the ring, Tom? It can tell you so much about a fighter. And the look in the opposite corner. You've got one fighter that is in heaven. This is where they want to be.
They walk away from each other and then run right back into trouble. Defense is not an option for these two. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Well done with that counter shot. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
If you're fighting a counterpuncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counterpunchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford to lose it.
Do you want to win this fight? You're switching on.
The bell rings and we start the third. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. A counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
To beat a counterpuncher, you've got to take them out of their pace. Do not wait for them, because if you wait, they'll pepper and pop you all night long. Rush them.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
That hook was thrown with some bad intentions. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Uh-oh, Porter is on wobbly legs. And right back into the fray.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot. Clear the...
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Wow, it's like two different leagues.
Breathe when you're stepping.
Great round, now relax. Just keep him on the end of that jab.
What was that? What are you doing?
Back at it in round 4. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Throws the jab, but it doesn't score. That counter punch caught him clean. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Those counter punches have to hurt. Perfect counter lands. The straight right just misses. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. Beautiful counter punch. Very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Get your mind back on the job.
Great work. I love that. I love that. That jab's slick.
And there's the bell for round 5. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
Look back in the history books, some of the best fighters in the world were the middleweights. Yes, the glamour division is the heavyweights, we know. But I'm telling you now, you look right there, these guys are on it. Fast, sharp, powerful. But it hurts, and you can imagine that being you. They're the size of an average man.
Nice counter shot. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. For those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Caution being thrown to the wind. Punching. Misses with the right uppercut. And he scores with the counter. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. They exchange punches. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. We just saw it.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Completely. I need to get back out there.
Great round. Now relax.
Let's start the 6th. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing, because you've won that hands down.
This This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to thinking. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket them.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Nice exchange here from both men. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them. More than happy.
He threw a punch and just got countered. How about that time counter shot? That uppercut's blocked. Perfect counter shot. Do you believe this? This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. I promise you, all three judges here are going to give that round to you-know-who.
You can't leave it up to the judges. It's up to you as the fighter, and the cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
I love that. I love it. That jab's slick.
Here comes round 7. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain then.
Catch and shoot. What skill being displayed here between these two middleweights? Good counter punch. The jab doesn't quite connect. We're at the halfway point of this round, and both of these fighters have had their moments. Still could go either way.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
One of the best attributes to have in boxing has nothing to do with boxing. It's how well you can take a punch to the face.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, Mr. I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
Time, despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the tables in this next round.
Wow, you know what? I've been in fights like that. When you're thinking, come on, Bell, ring away. You walk back.
Come on, switch up.
There's the bell to start round 8. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. Nice job blocking the hook. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Crawford in trouble. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Mistakes are switching off.
Great. I love that. I love that. That jab's slick.
Look there and win the round. Get out there and switch back.
Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. They've got all the momentum on their side after that last round. Let's see what they do here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That jab was blocked. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Nice counter. Good arm positioning, blocking that hook. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. That counter shot lands. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Swing and a miss with that hook. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight, because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
Focus on what you're doing. You don't want...
Yes, I like that round. Good round. You feel good? Good man. Good man.
It's round 10. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
The straight right just misses. Jab doesn't quite connect. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
I've seen certain fighters that can withstand on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Beautiful counter shot. Nice counter shot. Has to be careful for that receipt. Look at the swelling and the bruising. They're going to take a look, and they may stop this fight. The referee determines that we're good, and we will continue to fight. Nice counter punch right up the middle. And just as quickly as the action slows down, it heats back up. Terence Crawford just got rocked. Looks like they've shaken it off.
Green Days now needs to steady the...
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
Let's him back into the fight that round. That's his round.
Nice work. Good round. I like that.
This is the 11th we've entered the championship rounds. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nice counter punch. That hook is parried away. Failing to score with that right hook. Nice counter punch right up the middle. But wait a minute. Crawford is dazed. I thought that was going to be a knockdown at least.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. They threw the hook, it didn't land. So much for boxing. This is a fight. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Shawn Porter in that last round. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
Like that round. Switch on, switch on.
Great. I love that. I love that. That jab's slick. Just keep that on the other end.
Who thought we would have made it to 12? After a really strong round, let's see if they can finish the job.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is the heavyweight, but the middleweight is the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace. You can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. Do you know the amazing fights at middleweight are ridiculous? That is what writes our history books.
Nice counter. Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter punch. Missing with the left hook. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. That hook was off target. He threw him. Crawford's legs are all over the place. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Some might have thought it was a little bit closer, but in the end, the referees are in a unanimous agreement.
Unanimous? You know what? Smart that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it. At every round in the bag, there was no argument, no discussion, no mistake. It was so obvious.